Where's your little rag at, Keely? Where's your toy? There it is. I know. It's all muddy. There it goes. Ready? Ready? Let go. Let go. No, let go. It's not the same as snowballs, is it? Nope, it's all soggy. No. It's only. Let go. Let go. Get back. Get back. Good girl. So, in this video right here, I have a friend that wants to use his fire pit outside this weekend, and he asked me if I had any firewood. And I said, do I have firewood? How much do you want? And he said, well, you know the bundles that they sell in the store? He'd like about 5 of them. And they said, that's not even enough firewood to burn for very long. You want more than that. How about I put 1 length of firewood across the back of my truck as high as the bed, or as high as the box. And he said, yeah, that'd be perfect. So that's what you're seeing me do here, is get that firewood loaded up and ready to go. But I'm not going to bore you with sitting and talking about the firewood the whole time. That's just firewood. This also gives me an opportunity to get a little bit more practice with my picaroons. You'll see those later in the video. But what I really want to say today is just a little bit of a story. A little bit different from what I normally do, but something that kind of struck me as funny when I was thinking about it. So, just like everybody, I have a birthday, and it's coming up some point within the next year. And I was sitting down trying to figure out how old I'm going to be. Because at some point in your life, you will quit counting the years and you'll quit paying attention to how old you really are. Now, I could have got the calculator out and done all this fancy math and divided, subtracted, added, multiplied. No. So what I decided to do was take my shoes off so that I could count from the year that I was born on a finger up until 2022. Well, needless to say, I gave up trying to figure out how old I was when I ran out of fingers and toes. Just figured, well, I'm old enough. So if somebody asks me what my age is now, I am going to tell them I am old enough. So, being old enough, I have a few words of wisdom. If I could go back and talk to my younger self, what would I say? You know, I probably wouldn't say a whole lot, because my younger self, he wouldn't have listened to me anyway. So why bother trying? About the only thing that I would give him for wisdom and advice. Life goes by in a flash. You're born, You blink, next thing you know, you're taking your first steps. You might not remember them, but your parents do. You blink again, and it's your first day of kindergarten. You'll remember that. A little bit of fear, a little bit of anxiety, and a little bit of wonder. One blink later, and you're graduating from high school. Again, graduation night. You have a ton of emotions going through your body. Happy, you're anxious, the excitement of your bright new future that you have in store for you. Wondering how you're going to make it on your own. Wondering if you're going to make it on your own. So it's a lot the same emotions between kindergarten and graduation. One more blink later, and you find yourself married, children at home, worried about the bills, worried about how you're going to pay for everything that is to come. The excitement that you have of raising your children, and the anxiety that you have raising your children, especially once they get into their teen years. One blink later, and your kids have all moved out. It's just you and your wife. And you are so old that you can't count all of your years on your fingers and toes. So, life goes by in a flash. Don't let your life just go by in a flash. Collect all of your memories. Collect all of your happy times. Keep those tight. Keep those in the forefront of your mind. All the times that you were anxious, all the times that you were worried, let those thoughts just melt away. Don't ever drag them back up. Take the time to stop and smell the roses. Because one day, the snow is going to cover those roses, and you will have to wait until that snow melts to be able to smell the roses again. For enjoy the good times. Enjoy the good stuff. Enjoy your family. That's what I'd tell my younger self. But me, being me, I know I wouldn't listen. I'd speed through life, wanting more, wishing I had more, wishing I was better, wishing that I was smarter, stronger, richer, chasing after all of those things. It would lead me to the life that I have right now. Okay, so what I did there is just load up the back, one row in there. That'll be plenty of firewood for him to burn this weekend. I think they're just planning on having an outside fire before the mosquitoes get really bad. They just wanted a little bit of wood to burn. So there we go. And I didn't even make a dent in that pile. And I wanted to give them a nice mix. Slab wood Down at the bottom there, a lot of slab wood. Most of it's going to be slab wood. I did a little bit of some spruce rounds that I cut off yesterday to shorten up a couple logs and make them, they were like 10 foot long, 12 foot long, and then they were just too small at the small end to run on the sawmill at that length. So I just cut a couple links of firewood off of them, which when I brought them home I knew that's what I was going to do, but it just worked out good. Gives me a couple pieces of firewood that I can give to somebody else. And then that last couple arm loads that you saw me bring over was some birch that I have stacked up right there. So I have 6 cord of birch that I will never burn. It'll rot before I burn it all, so I don't mind getting rid of some of that. Right there. So yeah, that's kind of why I do what I do. So my little wood splitter, I really like that. You know, I thought odd, you know, for the longest time I told myself I'd never buy a wood splitter. And then guess what? I got old. And I decided I wanted a wood splitter. Especially when I'm doing as much as I am doing now, because all of that is wood that is either split by the wood splitter or it has to get split by the wood splitter. So, you know, and I didn't want to use any of that because it's been sitting out since last fall. So it is full of water. It had snow on it. The snow melted, and I gave him stuff that came off of that pile of logs, getting a little bit smaller. Look at that. They're getting a little bit smaller. That pile of logs right up on top, so they should be pretty well dried out. You see that long piece right there? It's too small to run on the sawmill, and I know I kept it because I thought, well, maybe I'd use a post for something, but now it's just going to be firewood. Especially with as many more trees as I have coming in, I'm not too worried about it. Yep. So you saw me use the picaroons, play with them a little bit more. I haven't used them since my last video, just because I haven't done anything where I needed them. So I figured I'd get them out and try them on this stuff, and I want to get used to them and still giving them a shot and seeing which one I really like the best overall in long term. But I really do. I like both of them. They have their advantages, but I still say that long one, if you're only getting one, I'd get the long handled one, because you can use it short handle. And you can use it long handle. I think you saw me use it both ways on that video. It's going to be a long video. I probably yacked at you enough. So, thank you for watching this edition of Not So Remote Alaska. I really do appreciate you watching the video. If you made it this far, you're a trooper. So, and until next time, may God bless and keep each and every one of you. And with that, I'm out.